first game in the tournament. It pits Antoine Griezmann against Ludovic, Giuly, two former Barcelona players, two former France internationals. From Antoine Griezmann's perspective, he was the top scorer at Euro 2016, the man of the match in the World Cup final. Ludovic Giuly, a La Liga winner during his time with Barcelona. And significantly here, Harry, both of them have chosen Barcelona. So we could potentially get this scenario. Griezmann tackled by Griezmann whilst being controlled by Griezmann. Here's the first bit of defending for Jordi Alba to do. Which of the players is home and which is away? Who's in the home strip and who's in the yellow?
So I believe Griezmann is in the yellow away strip of Barcelona, and then of course the home strip will be Ludovic Giuly. It should be a really interesting matchup, this one, Darren. I'm not going to lie to you, because as we touched upon before, both of these players played for Barcelona. They should know the team in and out. Obviously, Griezmann will have the advantage in that respect, playing for the team currently. But
ah, coup franc, regarde, c'est qui va le tirer? C'est Grisou. C'est Grisou qui va tirer.
Il a tapé dans l'air tout seul, le mec.
Il sait bien faire, Louis. C'est bien faire.
C'est pas marrant.
It should be a really interesting one, purely based on how experienced
Tu changes de tireur?
because of his opponent.
Oh, le mec, il
formerly
change de
playing for the club
tireur.
himself. So a lot of
J'anticipe.
bragging rights on the line here as well.
Oui, gamin. Oui.
And it's just over the top of the bar.
C'est bon ça. Alors moi, je vais pas jouer comme les Barcelonais, tu vois. Moi, je vais jouer loin, tu vois. Voilà.
Deuxième ballon.
Voilà, la retournée et tout. Moi, je fais du spectacle, moi. Du spectacle.
It's good to see Griezmann really getting into the spirit of the event. I fully anticipate him being on every single free kick, every penalty, and probably every corner as well.
Well, he maybe did something there.
Ah ouais, il a mis son équipe bien ouverte, celui-là. D'accord, il a tout changé.
Off the free kick and put himself on it, which you don't often get the chance to do in the camp.
À moi, j'arbitre. Sorti, c'est un truc de fou. Où tu vas, gamin?
Pas costaud, Grisou.
Où tu vas? T'es fou, quoi? Oh, t'es fou? Oh, c'est piqué, là, quand même. Tu rigoles ou quoi? Oh, quand même, hein. Attention, quand même, Ludo, tu fais le con, là. Voilà, il te déconcentre. Voilà, je le connais par cœur, gaucher, là. Il va où?
Yeah, certainly.
Mieux, Grisou, mieux.
A lot of PES is played in this midfield third, so if you can control the ball like Griezmann is doing here after momentarily losing it, you're always going to set yourself up really well for an attack. One thing that Giuly is doing well, though, is defending early. He's getting to the ball first, so it's something Griezmann will have to get his head around.
Voilà, calme. Un peu de pression. Grisou, voilà. Allez, Grisou. Voilà, viens, gamin. Va.
Vidal over there losing out to Griezmann. The other one. And Suarez can now get involved in the game.
Oh, c'est pas ça là.
Artur. And Umtiti made the challenge back there.
Pression, les gars.
Antoine Griezmann as the away kitted Barcelona come forward.
Sors pas.
Oh, le 1-2.
Non.
Oh, le troisième, regarde le troisième.
Ah,
Grisou, qu'est-ce qu'il est lent. Faut qu'on parle avec Konami là pour m'améliorer en
Played there
vitesse.
from Griezmann. Encouraging opening 20 minutes.
Non, regarde moi.
For him. I wonder
Bien
whether
joué,
or not
Nelson.
he might just weigh on his mind a little bit that he is playing
changer.
against a former Barcelona player. Obviously, we fully anticipate Griezmann to go quite deep in this tournament, but has to overcome this hurdle first.
Suarez looking for turns.
Reviens. Il sait plus. Hors jeu, monsieur l'arbitre.
Alba forward. It's nice.
Oui.
Je suis pas très bon au corner. Je suis pas très bon au corner.
Don't forget the winner will go through, the loser is out. And Ludovic Giuly's team have this corner to defend, which is taken short to Jordi Alba.
Comme par hasard, il a le deuxième ballon.
Alba.
Voilà, il y a le feu quand même. Hein.
Il a fait marquer le Grisou.
Away by the goalkeeper, kept alive here by Alba, who's actually being marked by Jordi Alba. So it's Alba against Alba. Here's Griezmann, controlled by Griezmann. Shoots and it's in.
Yes, Louis.
Non, défensif, je dois le tacler là.
Les corners, important les corners.
C'est nul, je te dis que c'est nul. Pas grave, j'ai tenu quand même.
Non mais je pensais que c'était pire.
Just a nice late peeling run there from the Uruguayan. He's done that so.
C'est là l'erreur, tu vois. Arthur, il a déconné. En plus, tu frappes. T'as vu, tu frappes. T'as frappé.
Ah, puis Giuly, il s'enlevait los mocos, hein.
Representative, but Luis Suarez does the
Ouais,
business.
c'est pas grave, c'est pas grave.
So in many ways, it was a double assist. Antoine Griezmann assisting Antoine Griezmann, who teed it up on a plate for Luis Suarez. So Ludovic Giuly finds himself behind. Antoine Griezmann's Barcelona are ahead by 1-0. And now the emphasis is on Ludovic Giuly to try and find a way back in. And he's trying to do that down that side with Jordi Alba. And eventually it's worked here to Gerard Piqué. I think what we are seeing at the moment, Harry, is the fact that as a defensive team, Ludovic Giuly's Barcelona seem to be okay, but they're not quite full and forward. Yet when we see Antoine Griezmann controlling his side, there's a lot more creativity.
Oula, oula.
Non, non, c'est bon, c'est bon.
Oh, qu'est-ce qu'il est lent, le Grisou.
But I think
Grisou,
maybe Giuly
va la chercher aussi, va la chercher la
jealous about the
balle.
fact Griezmann can control a virtual version of himself. He might be thinking that maybe 2004, 2005 Barcelona in the game might have been helping him out, and he might be putting up a better attacking force. But he's still in this game, only down by 1, half-time approaching.
Oh, Piqué me fait un match de fou.
Ah
Piqué me fait un match de fou.
excellent.
Viens chercher, viens chercher. Voilà. Vite encore.
Dembele to Griezmann, and then Messi was making the run through the middle. And it was good defending back there, although Ter Stegen was just forced to hurry there before he got it away. Antoine Griezmann's Barcelona back in possession here with Frenkie de Jong. Suarez, now Messi.
J'ai pas trop de chat quand même.
Vidal combining over there with Nelson.
Bien joué ça, bien les gars.
Busquets can pick up the pieces. Here's de Jong. Slip through here to Griezmann. Back it goes. Vidal running through. Brilliant goal. Fantastic.
Griezmann ça fait mal cela avant la mi-temps, ça fait mal.
And that was slick, sharp, inventive, incisive.
Come on, guys, come on.
A fantastic way for Antoine Griezmann to double his lead.
Honestly,
si tu veux avancer Ludo, t'appuies sur Start. Comme ça saute les ralentis. Je voulais sur le triangle.
Moi, ça marche pas pour avancer.
Ouais, moi non plus.
Voilà, parce que les gens ils veulent voir comment t'as marqué en fait. Ils veulent analyser ton jeu.
C'est ça, ouais.
En fait, c'est pour que moi aussi j'analyse après, tu vois. Putain, juste avant la mi-temps, c'est pas possible.
Non, on est bien. J'ai juste mis Grisou en attaquant. Là, il était en second attaquant.
Écoute-moi, mon objectif c'est que tu marques pas. Parce que avec ton joueur. Voilà, mais comme je connais par cœur, même j'aurais été défenseur, ouais. Regarde, un peu plus haut. Tu vas. Il est où le ballon? L'arbitre ici de camp là. Oh. Voilà, allez Grisou. Voilà. Oh non, il m'a senti dit. Oh,
Suarez to Messi. Antoine Griezmann.
En jeu.
Non.
Louis, mais les fesses pour protéger.
I suppose he's got a fighting chance still if
he
can score the next goal in the match, but at the moment it's one-way traffic.
T'as pas besoin de ça. Heureusement que Piqué fait un match de malade.
For Giuly and the difference between the two squads, they're both playing that 4-3-3 that Barcelona in the real world like to employ, but the difference is
Oh là là. Même l'arbitre était contre moi, il veut pas coup franc, il veut rien, c'est incroyable. Incroyable. Ouais, ça c'est pas moi, je suis nul à ce truc là.
Oh le Grisou, il est fait jouer ça. Passe en profondeur.
Ouais.
Non, je fais un petit changement parce qu'il est fatigué, Grisou. Il va sortir.
Bah, c'est toi, t'as pas marqué. Je suis content.
C'est ton objectif.
C'est mon objectif. Mais toi, j'aurais marqué là, ça m'aurait fait du bien, tu vois. Moralement, j'aurais été mieux. La pressing. Voilà, la pressing. Ah ouais, mais tu es bien écarté en fait. C'est ça mon problème. Piqué, il me fait un match, Piqué. Mais si je l'ai pas.
Ouais, moi non plus, hein.
Putain, Léo, pourtant il pourrait m'aider un peu là. Ouais.
For Antoine Griezmann's Barcelona, Frenkie de Jong now onto Dembele, now Suarez, and they're looking to threaten again. It's Dembele with the opportunity. Really good challenge in there Ludovic Giuly's side.
Oh là là, c'est quoi ça?
Messi.
Non.
Oh, bien défendu ça.
Oh oui, les gars, je regarde la relance. Oh non.
Ouais, pied. Ouh, il va envoyer son enroulé.
Non, non, non.
Ouh, il va l'envoyer.
Oh là, je suis pas bien.
Ah, bien joué. L'anglette.
That one may be a kick out in frustration.
Tu peux t'appliquer, s'il te plaît, là, sur le coup, là. Je donne toi.
Foot.
Il est tombé tout seul. Tu vois? Putain, j'aurais bien voulu marquer un but, juste un petit but. On va marquer là, quand même.
Oh yes. Oui, monsieur.
Oh, le gardien, il a fait quoi? Il est même pas plongé. C'est moi qui le dirige, là, le gardien? Putain, t'abuses, il abuse. Bah, en vrai, il en met.
Il avait mal à l'épaule gauche. Pour ça,
en vrai, ouais, mais en vrai, il les met. En vrai, il les met. Alors, si en PlayStation, la Play, il la met pas.
Ah, je suis souvent le 4e au mur en plus. Hein. Ou alors le voltigeur. Oh, ça, c'est naze, ça.
Ça fait mal. J'ai fait une fois, moi, avec N'Goti, tu sais. N'Goti, il avait une grosse frappe. Ah, j'ai les outils dans la cuisse, je n'ai plus jamais fait.
T'envoies quelqu'un d'autre.
C'est bon. Oh, Piqué, il me fait. Dommage. Piqué, pour moi, c'était l'homme du match.
Ouais, il a été bon dans ton équipe.
Allez, faut que je fasse ça. Faut juste un tir. Allez. Faute, j'avais.
Big Sam.
Un petit contre, juste un petit contre. Sauf l'honneur, tu vois.
Ah, oula.
Non, non, t'inquiète. Oh non!
Merci Marc. Merci Marc. Yes!
And Antoine Griezmann scoring 2 in the first half and 2 in the second half. This one from Dembélé. And it's 4-0.
Dembélé.
Ouais, mais toi, qui croyait qu'il allait faire la parade et garder le ballon. Putain, et t'avais raison. Mais peut-être que je vais en mettre un. Peut-être pas. Combien il reste de temps?
C'est la 71e.
Voilà, c'est pas possible. À moins que rien du tout.
Griezmann, the real life Antoine Griezmann at the moment is the fact that Griezmann in his team hasn't scored yet. The goals have been shared around, but so far we don't see the name Griezmann on the scoreboard.
Voilà,
Here's
Piqué.
Jordi Alba. And now Arturo Vidal.
Non, non, non.
And now Lionel Messi for number 5.
Bâtard,
He can walk it in to take it with a big
C'était le jeu, Ludo, c'était le jeu. Regarde ça. Oh, il attend. Oh, le gardien de la tête. Oh, de la...
Celui-là faisait mal. Bon, je crois que j'ai frappé une fois. Mais où tu vas? Voilà. Ouais, bien joué Léo, Léo.
Fair play.
Quand tu enregistres le truc, tu peux pas l'enlever, tu sais, comme là, quand j'ai fait une erreur.
T'appuies sur R1, R2 en même temps.
Ah, ok.
Lionel Messi back again to Semedo and the
queuing up in the middle. Vite quand même, hein. T'inquiète, t'as piqué là. Regarde ça, l'ouverture. Ah, l'ouverture.
Ouais, t'es belle. Bien joué, Sam.
À chaque fois, il a la petite patte. Piqué, il peut me sauver. Il y a que Piqué qui peut me sauver.
Non!
Allez, les gars, on tient le coup. On tient le coup. Piqué, pour moi, les... Ah là là là. C'est construire. De construire. Oh là là, j'ai même pas peur. Ah ça. Oh là là, c'était propre.
Yeah, it's actually got rid of any chance of Griezmann tackling Griezmann with Griezmann at the control. So
ta gueule.
Il y a
pas l'arbitre. Oh, même l'arbitre il s'y met. J'y crois pas. Oh, l'arbitre il siffle rien pour moi. Allez. Oh là, le cafouillage.
Oh là 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 là. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Oh le tacle.
Ah, quel tacle, rien du tout. Attention, c'est l'eau quand même. Oh la faute. Oh, c'est l'arbitre, il a pas de pied droit. Qu'est-ce que tu siffles? Quel avantage?
Oh, Luis, il a mis un tac là-bas.
Oh, même pas un carton, rien, même pas un coup franc. C'est fou. Oh, j'ai pas un coup franc. L'arbitre, je te jure, même t'as pas besoin de ça.
He won't mind. He could get 3 players sent off, and he'll probably still be sailing through.
Ah, t'inquiète, t'es piqué. Ousmane, allez. Yep. Non, mais il y a des fautes, c'est l'arbitre.
Now Busquets. Suarez to Vidal.
Gardien.
Suarez, who's in for number 5 and gets number 5.
Il lui met un carton jaune, il me donne pas un coup franc. Léo sur son pied droit, j'ai bien voulu, mais bon. Ah ouais, facile. Bon, la seule satisfaction, c'est que t'es pas marqué avec ton joueur. Donc ça va.
Ouais, j'étais nul.
Là, t'as dit 5-0, je suis toi, on est parfait. T'as marqué la 43e et la 93e. J'enlève ces 2 buts, c'est à 3-0. Pas mal. Physiquement, tu sais, à mon âge, on n'a plus la concentration. Au bout d'un moment, on perd la concentration. Regarde ça, comme le premier.
Bravo.
Aïe, aïe, aïe.
Antoine Griezmann, a 5-0 win against Ludovic Giuly.
Well, here we go. French teammates on the international level. Antoine Griezmann against Blaise Matuidi. Barcelona against Juventus. Always a good game in real life. Can it be a good one here between these two on the virtual pitch, Harry?
Well, it should be, and it should be another fun one because both of these two controlling the teams they represent in the real world as well, so they should be well versed on the tactics and the strengths and weaknesses that we see so often in PES come to be the difference maker come the end of the day. So it should be a really fun match.
Antoine Griezmann, the overwhelming favourite, it has to be said. Not just for this game, but for the whole tournament. Can he do a job here against his countryman, Blaise Matuidi, who is well versed in PES as well, it seems. In his first game, well, I said that as he's about to give the ball away there and completely curse him, but his first game he managed to bag 3 against Amandine Henry. So, can he continue that goal-scoring form? Piqué now nearly giving it away to Ronaldo here. A little bit of a shaky start for both players.
Just looking at the team composition of Griezmann here, his Barcelona squad features starting 11 with Messi, Dembele, Suarez and Griezmann all starting. Often you'll see a substitute beat one of those players, so I'm not too sure exactly how he's going to rotate his subs, whether or not he plans to substitute any players or not. We'll have to see, but it's an interesting dynamic.
Oh, Dembele, he's actually going to be able to grab the ball here as well. Luis Suarez! 1-0. When you felt as if anyone was going to break the duck first, it was going to be Antoine Griezmann. 14 in-game minutes gone, and Uruguayan will pounce on the chance. What a great finish at the top right corner. 1-0 to Antoine Griezmann.
Yeah, heavy favourite for this match is Griezmann. And it's Dembele winning the ball back, feeding Suarez. And the only one not featured in the build-up there was Antoine Griezmann. Not sure where he was. I think he's playing down that near side, but I'm sure the real-world Antoine Griezmann won't mind one bit as his Uruguayan teammate strikes it right into the top corner. Absolutely no way for the Juventus keeper to get anything on that. So it's advantage to Antoine here early on.
Can Blaise Matuidi answer back quickly? Honestly, it came from a little bit of a mistake as well. Ousmane Dembele, I think, dispossessed either Juan Cuadrado or Matthias de Ligt.
Giuly.
This time around, Piqué will easily deal with the run coming in from Cristiano Ronaldo, and that probably is going to go out for a throw into Barcelona.
Matuidi needs to be careful here, Chris, because Griezmann's shown in the past when he gets one goal, it often, well, it's followed up by 2, 3 or 4 before the final whistle, so Matuidi needs to keep his concentration levels here.
Oh!
Yeah, bit of a misinput there by Suarez as he plays a back over, but has found its way to De Jong with a loose pass to Cristiano Ronaldo. Back to De Jong though. Ronaldo's given it away. Suarez. Oh, he's got Dembele here. It's a lovely flick.
Oh, Ousmane.
It's not far away, you know.
Ousmane, le pied droit.
Ousmane and Dembele finding the back of the net. Just look at this little flick by Luis Suarez. Little back heel. And you've got to say he's got to score there. A really, really big chance, Harry.
Deserved better, didn't it? It's such a nice no-look back heel from Suarez, who almost turned provider there. That would have been nice.
Messi. Oh, he's found Suarez. It's a great run. It's a really, really good finish and a great goal. We said once Griezmann finds the back of the net once. More goals start to flow. That might just be the case here. 23 minutes gone. It is 2-0 to Antoine Griezmann's Barcelona.
We can see here it's another dispossessing of the Juventus back line. Blaise Matuidi just dwelling on the ball with his defensive line, and you can't give the ball away in the final third and expect a player of Antoine Griezmann's quality not to try and find a player like Suarez. And it's just a little poke, isn't it? Into the back of the net. The celebration with the captain, Messi, who, well, we questioned why all four of the attackers were starting for Griezmann's Barcelona here. I think he's proven us wrong. I think he wants to try and score as many goals as possible here in this round and try and advance into the final four as soon as possible. Matuidi, well, he needs to be careful not to concede any more. And first and foremost, Chris, he needs to get at least one back.
Dembele. And Blaise Matuidi just really hasn't been able to get anything going in Antoine Griezmann's third. He's not going to get anything here either. Lionel Messi will pick up the ball. Ousmane Dembele has got runners in front of him as well. Space to run into himself. Out wide now to Antoine Griezmann. You don't want to let him get it on his left foot.
No, Grisou.
Good defensive work by the Juventus side to track back. A big opportunity once again, and Antoine Griezmann is going to continue to get more as Blaise Matuidi has to push forward with his Juventus side.
Just watching Suarez's movement there. Was running the wrong way for Griezmann to play it to him. Suarez was in support, but going the wrong way.
Semedo looking for the cross in, won't be able to quite find it.
No.
Jordi Alba now down this left-hand side. Ousmane Dembele to Frankie de Jong. Oh, that's a misplaced pass though, and maybe something in the offing for Juventus, but once again the ball is given away and suddenly there's another chance. Ousmane Dembele trying to turn inside, but that will be put behind for a corner.
Dembele's been a real terror on that far side. Matuidi struggled to cope.
Oh. I mean, I'm not too sure what's going on there, but Nelson Semedo has now found himself with a chance in the box. The corner comes in. I mean, I'm not even quite sure how that's happened, but Semedo bluffing a very good opportunity right back or not. You'd like to see that one nestle in the back of the net if you're Nelson Semedo.
Matuidi's just gone missing so far in this first half. Really needs to turn up and put an attack together of some conviction before the first half ends. Otherwise, Griezmann will just run away with this.
Dybala can't turn onto his favoured left foot there. Looked to nick the ball away and try and get something going, but could not. Griezmann. Messi now running from midfield. That's runners with Suarez and Ousmane Dembele in front of him. Suarez now probably going to go back to his right back. Nelson Semedo. Frankie de Jong on the edge of the box, looking to orchestrate where he can. Jordi Alba now. A great move by Barcelona here. Messi. Twisting and turning, trying to get rid of defenders. He finds Luis Suarez. It's another good block, and if you are Blaise Matuidi, you are living dangerously. Semedo. Pass inside to Lionel Messi, to de Jong. It's just building, isn't it? The pressure is coming consistently. Messi at the front post. Squeezes past the defender, but can't squeeze the ball inside the net. It's just such a well-worked move, once again, by Antoine Griezmann. Patient and precise when it needs to be, but Messi not precise enough with that opportunity.
Well, it's the Barcelona way of playing, isn't it? It's just letting the ball do the work there for Griezmann, working on the virtual pitch here as well. And well, for Blaise Matuidi, half-time cannot come soon enough. He needs to go back to the drawing board, I think. Maybe make some personnel switches for me. Paulo Dybala just hasn't been enough of a presence in the game. Costa's gone missing as well. Just needs to do something to up the ante here against Griezmann.
Suarez. It's a really good touch inside. He's going to find Messi. Can't get the ball out of his feet though. De Ligt will get in the way. He needs to get this away though. Blaise Matuidi, he will do. And he is somewhat fortunate to only be 2-0 down at the half. Luis Suarez with the brace full. Antoine Griezmann to Barcelona. As we head now into the second 45, we're going to need to see a lot more from Blaise Matuidi here. Matuidi himself trying to find a route through. Cristiano Ronaldo will grab a hold of it. Back to Alexandro, likes to attack himself. Now Ronaldo, can he get past Piqué? No, he cannot. Really good strength by the Spaniard. Semedo and Busquets will link together to clear this one away, and Messi to try and be the catalyst for another attack here for Barcelona.
Just not getting enough players involved in the attack as he currently Blaise. Needs to maybe go into a bit more of an attacking mode. Once he does have the ball, he's trying to go forward all the time, trying to hit on the counter, and this is better. A bit of a sideways pass there. Happy to shield possession. This is what he needs to do more of, and just wait for his runners to come in support just like this.
Sandro now does have men in the box as well. Chooses to go towards the back post.
Oh, il était pas mal ce centre.
Douglas Costa. He's a couple of inches taller.
Si, il était pas mal.
The deficit is half that.
First real chance for Blaise Matuidi. And it comes in the 54th minute. Signs of encouragement, though. I think he's identified exactly what he's done wrong so far and how he's been completely undone and outclassed by Antoine. Hopefully we'll see more of that to come in the second half. And again, realistically, a goal within the next 10 or so in-game minutes gives him a good fighting chance for the rest of this match to maybe come back.
Although a goal here from Antoine Griezmann would have made it nigh on impossible. That's an opportunity probably Suarez has got to be scoring. Dembele waits for the overcommit from Cuadrado. The left foot of Luis Suarez. Can only find the advertising on the side of the pitch. That's an unfortunate one. That's one Griezmann would have wanted to put away. And at 3-0, Harry, you think that's done and dusted?
Yeah, he's had a few, hasn't he, Griezmann? You think back to the first half where he had that spell of dominant possession here on eFootball PES. Those chances, no doubt, will keep coming for him as Matuidi keeps making mistakes, but he certainly would have liked to have had more than 2 goals at this point.
Oh, Griezmann now. It's a really good run. It's a really good strike and an equally as good save out of Szczesny. Just falls to the feet of Griezmann. Can't quite find the back of the net.
First touch from Griezmann there. Absolutely perfect to get a clean strike away.
On a tout mis là-dessus.
Messi now to whip this one in. Dembele at the back post. Not going to beat Blaise Matuidi that. Busquets. Alba looking for the pass into Messi, can't quite find it. Might have another chance to do so though. Shrugs off Cuadrado. Messi now, a few options in front of him. One to his right-hand side with Semedo. Inside now to Luis Suarez, trying to wriggle free, can't quite. Maybe a counter-attacking opportunity here for Cristiano Ronaldo and Juventus. Gets it away down the left-hand side. Ronaldo now.
Bien joué, ça aboutit.
Cynical from Sergio Busquets, goes lunging in.
C'est l'arbitre.
7. He's put down that. Maybe an opportunity here from the free kick for Blaise Matuidi to try and get back into this game.
It's not a nice tackle, but might be a bit of a tactical one there from Antoine. I think he realises that Blaise might be more threatening on the counter than when he does actually have possession. So he was just trying to get men behind the ball, prevent the virtual attack coming in from Blaise Matuidi.
What a ball that is by Frankie de Jong. Oh my word. Griezmann inside the box, has the square on if he wants it, cuts to his right. De Ligt is all over it. That will be a corner, but that is absolutely electric from Frankie de Jong. Semedo now. Cross in towards Suarez, goes all the way through. Bonucci eventually is going to be able to deal with it here. It's a good ball out actually to Paulo Dybala. Matuidi now to Sandro. Constantly looking for Cristiano Ronaldo on these attacks. Still a threat with the stat balance, Harry, but maybe not as proficient as he maybe would be in a standard Juventus statistically on PES.
Certainly not, but time is running out here for Blaise. He needs to try and get a goal off the next attack, really. Otherwise, Griezmann could just play possession until the final whistle.
Oh, Suarez. Good move by Griezmann. This will go back to Szczesny. Shanked it clear. Ramsey will get this one out. Good battling by Lionel Messi. Dembele has been released by De Jong straight into De Ligt.
There's been a couple of those, Chris, where Blaise has got the reading of Antoine, knows what he wants to do with these fake shots.
Busquets now to Messi, to Busquets, to Suarez. The pass just wanders by, but De Ligt and Szczesny getting the wires crossed there. Substitutes made. Vidal coming on for Messi, for Griezmann. So trying to just show things up here. A couple of others yet as well. As Antoine Griezmann looks to try and solidify this victory. Offside there down the right-hand side for Barcelona. But tactical subs coming in here, Harry. Makes sense, you feel, to bring off Messi for somebody a little bit more defensive in Arturo Vidal.
Yeah, not only that, you also limit yourself, and that's a big mistake here.
Oh, the chips are going to make it in. Il a raté ça, side netting. Another huge opportunity for Antoine Griezmann's Barcelona. It's just passed out far too easily.
Wow, il est bon.
And the chance cannot be taken. Szczesny and Blaise Matuidi almost punished.
Matuidi gets away with that one. Goal kick on target this time round to Bonucci, but well, the point I was going to make is you limit yourself when you do start the four of Dembele, Suarez, Griezmann and Messi, so you're limited really, especially if you're playing Messi in the 10 or in midfield, as Griezmann was. You have to bring on a player like Vidal to make the like-for-like switch.
Oh, Braithwaite's in on the right-hand side. Lays it back to Antoine Griezmann.
Yes, il a mis son but.
Gets the goal he wanted with himself. It's now 3-0.
C'est le Grisou.
And Griezmann is surely going through to the semi-final. Very, very well played. Blaise Matuidi just not at the races in this game and couldn't get anything going. That's surely been and dusted now.
No way back for Blaise Matuidi. Had a great first round, but it's here in the quarters that he falls. And you're right, it's the goal that Antoine wanted. I mean, he had Braithwaite in clean as you like. Well, his virtual self just breaking off after the 1-2. None of the Juventus defenders can get back and track early enough. But Matthijs de Ligt, I think it was, the closest to him. But Antoine Griezmann, I mean, there's the goal. That will mean a lot to him, I think, being able to score with his virtual self in the Solidarity Challenge here, and well, solidify his place now, Chris, in the final four.
Blaise Matuidi just hasn't been able to get anything going. Only one chance to really speak of. It's been a dominant performance from Antoine Griezmann against his countrymen. He's looking to maybe add insult to injury. Collado inside now. Arturo Vidal turning in the box. It's for the Chilean. Add insult in the wounds. As Griezmann just runs rampant. Juventus have been beaten, and they've been beaten well. Blaise Matuidi. Unfortunately, next time you and Antoine Griezmann see each other, I think he might be giving you some stick for this.
There'll be some banter and some bragging rights on the line. Certainly going to be in Antoine Griezmann's favour. Love this turn by Vidal. He's a player I actually have in my club squad, Chris, and I can tell you the amount of times he's done that, either in midfield or in and around the box, has got me a few goals. So I wasn't questioning at all that like-for-like substitute of Vidal for Messi comes on. Still crops up in similar areas to Leo. And Griezmann now, in style, finishes Blaise Matuidi off.
4-0. A really, really convincing win from Antoine Griezmann, who will now head into his semi-final. The very first semi-final. And it is going to be Antoine Griezmann going up against Liv Cooke. And I don't know. Liv has done very, very well so far. But can she defeat Antoine Griezmann, who, as said, very much the tournament favourite going into this? Of course, Antoine Griezmann will be playing as Barcelona. And it will be Liv Cooke playing as Manchester United.
Well, both these competitors, Chris, have gotten tips and tricks from the very top level of the PES esports world. So no doubt we'll see some of them come into fruition here. Not sure who's going to come out on top, though.
First attack, maybe here. Antoine Griezmann, it's Nelson Semedo who's trying to creep through. Suarez!
Yes! Yes! Come on!
Back of the net.
I thought I'd at least last half time. 5 minutes, 1-0.
She tried to get a defender in front, but nothing is going to stop Suarez from a few yards out.
Right, can we make a deal? If it gets to 5-0,
1-0 to Barcelona and to Antoine Griezmann.
Goes without saying, not the start that Liv would have wanted. I mean, it's just trickles through, doesn't it? It's a real tough one to concede when you feel like your defender could have done better. Was that Lindelof there at the back? Oh. Couldn't quite see exactly who it was, and well, Suarez was in the right place at the right time. Give Griezmann the credit as well for fashioning the chance in the first place. Terrible start though for Liv. She, for me, needs to score within the next 15, 20 or so in-game minutes without conceding, because, well, as we've seen in previous rounds, when Griezmann gets one, he likes to get 2, 3, 4 in a row. So Liv needs to strike back just to remind Antoine that he's in for a game.
It's a great start for Antoine Griezmann. Having that early lead really does help. Oh, it's a wonderful ball towards Dembele. It's a really, really good interception there. By Liv, though, she'll manage to keep that one out, and Juan Mata will get this one away after the pass from Wan-Bissaka. Great football by Liv, though. Fantastic passes. Oh,
whoa!
Sergio Busquets lunging in, doesn't want to
go.
Why that conceded? That's an early yellow card for the Spaniard in the middle.
Free kick, I'll take that.
Griezmann was forced into this, wasn't he, from the really nice, slick passing move from Liv. And, well, that really prevented a goal-scoring opportunity. Needed to be done there by Griezmann.
Ball was clipped forward towards Luke Shaw. Can't find anything there, though, and Griezmann will be able to counter-attack here. Messi spreads it out wide to Frankie de Jong.
Yes.
Of all people out wide. Suarez shielding the ball back to Dembele. Good defending by Liv, though. Bruno Fernandes will get this one away from Manchester United.
Reverse pass not working out there for Antoine. You can tell his vision and his ability to see the whole pitch is helping him out here.
Griezmann. Oh, it's a really good challenge by Matic. Liv coming in with a couple of last-ditch challenges to keep Antoine Griezmann away. Fred hurrying Messi. Semedo will not get on the ball either, and that will be a throw into Liv. Semedo will latch on to this loose ball, but Matic will get it back for Manchester United and for Liv Cooke. And there's actually a run coming in here from Anthony Martial. Clement Langley, though, fellow countryman, getting a hold of the ball there, heading it down, and it's an easy enough challenge for Antoine Griezmann to deal with. And here he goes on the counter-attack now. Griezmann himself keeping it in down this right-hand side, trying to skip past Luke Shaw. He manages to do so. Look at it, could have backed now. Lionel Messi into the box. Is a dangerous proposition. Dembele, though. Back to Frankie de Jong. Cuts inside, looking for the bottom right corner. Hits the post. Lindelof gets it away. Antoine Griezmann.
Dummy in me. Oh, wait. No.
Yeah!
Griezmann! 2-0 quick succession, 25 minutes gone. Antoine Griezmann, the trademark celebration comes in. 2-0 to Barcelona and to Antoine Griezmann.
Right, it's not over yet.
Well, I wondered when we might see that celebration, Chris. It's, well, two really good chances back-to-back for Antoine. He takes the second of the two with some really nice footwork inside the area. Puts the 2017 World Football Freestyle champion to the sword. We said that Griezmann likes to score punches in bunches, as it were. And there's the second goal, and there's the celebration.
Not quite a mountain, but a hill to climb here for Liv Cooke. Oh, she's given away straight away as well on the 26th. do wonder if Antoine Griezmann has maybe been taking it a little bit easy on his fellow countrymen. Only played against French players up until this point. He's going to whip it in towards Suarez. Messi now on the edge of the box. Just seems to have elevated his game. Semedo now back to Busquets. To Lionel Messi in to De Jong. It's a good move. Stretching it across the pitch. It's Suarez in the box. Maguire harrying him. Semedo to Griezmann. Turning on the edge, finds Lionel Messi, will look to try and put it on his left, but he will chip it forward for Nelson Semedo. This one's cleared away.
My clearances are terrible. I'm just setting you up.
Martial does get there though, and suddenly Rashford may be in. Also, I do survive the minor scare though. 35 minutes gone, look comfortable.
Oh.
Matic will get in the way of that one fairly easily. And Liv doesn't seem to be defending too badly here, Harry, but got cut open a couple of times there. Oh, we'll maybe come back to it in a second as Rashford maybe escapes through, but Busquets defends well. But Liv, unfortunately, on the defensive side of things, just hasn't been able to keep a hold of the ball.
Yeah, she's struggled really to break up the
high
pressing of Griezmann so far, and she just seemed to have run into a brick wall at the back for the Barcelona defence.
Dembele, oh, shrugging away. It's stunning. He just keeps his man off the ball.
You must play this all day, I swear.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah, I bet you play this game more than you play real football. This is ridiculous.
Antoine Griezmann.
Oh.
Well, we said, didn't we, Chris, before the match that this was a bit of a different task for Liv Cooke to go up against. She knew it herself in the pre-match interview. She may have just met her match here, and Griezmann, and Antoine, being the tournament favourite that he is always going to score chances like this. Did so well, just using the physicality of Dembele to shield the ball, fashion the chance, and no other defender coming over to support. Just allowed Dembele to shrug off Lindelof, and that's 2 mistakes now for the United defender, of course controlled by Liv Cooke, that, well, have cost goals. Griezmann won't mind. It's his mate Dembele to put himself 3 up in this match.
Unbelievable from Antoine Griezmann. He's really putting the weight to the sword here, unfortunately. It's a big challenge by Gerard Piqué, though.
Yeah, some people might not agree with the way that Antoine's playing this here against Liv Cooke. This is for fun here, Antoine. Let's not go too full-blooded into every single challenge, but this isn't over by any stretch of the imagination. There is still time.
How? You know what I'm going to do before I do it?
She needs to get to half-time without conceding anymore, and then maybe rethink her strategy, maybe make some substitutions and bring in some new personnel that might be able to make the difference, and maybe even switch up the formation just to give her that extra body in midfield, because that's where she's losing out on the ball in key areas at the moment.
Messi marauding forward. Won't be able to find anything from that attack, which is really
3-0 before half-time.
On every other one. FC Barcelona, of course, 3-0 up now.
Oh, the possession.
The possession. Seemingly.
No, queda una parte y ya está.
Grand final here on the Solidarity Challenge. And Liv just needs to find something different. See, subs are being made. Williams on for sure, and Pogba's been brought on for Martial as well. Looks like Daniel James is on the pitch too as well. I'm not too sure if he was on the whole game, but we haven't really seen many attacking players from Manchester United to say they've been there. But here we go again. Messi into Griezmann. Can he add further salt to the wounds? Not quite. Busquets will recover it, and it's just got men in every single area of the pitch that he needs to.
No.
Went for a little Rabona pass there, didn't he, Griezmann, pulling out all the tricks here in the semi-final. Triple sub at half-time from Liv Cooke. Dan James, if you were wondering, Chris, which you were, actually one of the 3 brought on along with Williams and Pogba. So a real statement of intent here.
Yes!
To attack the second half by Liv. I think she knows she needs to throw the kitchen sink.
Did you see that skill? I watched your tutorial on that.
Free kick in Griezmann's half, so there's a chance here. If she, takes her first chance, that might just make Antoine rethink his own strategy and just maybe remind himself that he's got work to do.
Bruno Fernandes trying to find Pogba. Mata. Don't think he really wanted that pass to go to Williams. Oh, and Suarez is just going to nick it ahead of time. De Jong. Oh, the run from Dembele is there. Is he onside? It seems that way. Ousmane Dembele moving away. Tries to chip over the keeper. Wan-Bissaka will get it away. A really, really good run, but couldn't quite find that end product. Rashford now can't get anywhere near this Barcelona defence. Semedo's there, back and challenging too. It's been a really good all-round performance so far, 60 minutes in from Antoine Griezmann.
It has, and you can tell the way that he's playing with this Barcelona squad. His footballing brain is very much switched on and plugged in here on the virtual pitch as well. Very, very similar. Lots of similarities to how Barcelona play in the real world. Obviously getting bodies in the opposition half, just keeping possession, frustrating the enemy, in which case, of course, the friendly enemy in Liv Cooke for the solidarity challenge. But it's been a complete performance, and for those at home who might have been wondering why we were billing Antoine Griezmann as a pre-tournament favourite, well, I think you can see here this is why.
Griezmann now finds Messi. Edge of the box on his left foot. A dangerous proposition. Suarez now inside the box.
Luis!
One of the only times we've seen a really big chance not be converted. Really has been ruthless in his attacks and his defensive work. Antoine Griezmann. Oh, Rashford may nick in here. And he's got past. Piqué. I don't know if he's going to catch up. Is the pass going to come in? Goes to chip the keeper. And that's Liv's first.
Rashford wouldn't miss that.
Chance here. 70 minutes gone. And that would have maybe made things a little bit interesting in this final 20, but you can't convert.
Which you've seen the pass on to Dan James.
I just had to do that because it was you.
It will be brought back for a foul on Griezmann from his compatriot Paul Pogba, but the pass was on to Dan James. He was arriving late. She went for goal with Rashford. In the end, didn't come off. She might come back to
I just had to do that because it was you.
In this match.
Pass was definitely on. And would have sealed the deal for at least a goal. Maguire with some good defending though, just getting his body in the way. Pogba and Williams will combine. And maybe, just maybe, something could be on the cards here for Liv if she can grab a goal early in this next 15 in-game minutes. Then maybe something could happen. But as it goes, she's lost the ball. Suarez to Griezmann. Looking to turn inside. That will be a foul by Harry Maguire. A potential dangerous situation here for Liv. And Antoine will be looking for number 4.
Yeah, it's quite far out. It's very central though, Chris, but has enough distance on it to get up and over the wall. So Griezmann might go for a top corner special here.
Griezmann. Straight into here.
I saw it. Changing a free kick to yourself.
Easy enough chance for Spania together. And now actually going to lose the ball here though. Messi will recover it. Busquets on the inside looking for the pass forward. Will he find Griezmann inside the box? Yes, he will. Is it 4? So clinical every single time.
Oh, wow.
Antoine Griezmann grabs his brace in the 80th minute, and there's the celebration again. It's 4-0. He is cruising through to the grand final.
Cheeky from Griezmann. Maguire shakes his head, but, well, he's just been done completely, as has De Gea in the Man United net. A wonderful bit of movement. Not only from Griezmann, but also the pass to find him as well. We'll see it here again on the replay. It's from so deep from Busquets right onto Antoine's feet. He was in behind Williams, I believe it was, at the left-back position for Man United. And, well, you can't let Antoine Griezmann on the inside.
Sit there smirking.
The cheekiest of chips to just take it over the Spaniard. And he's in the grand finals now. Will we see that celebration one more time for the hat-trick? That's the real question.
It's time for it. 9 in-game minutes. Or can Liv grab herself a consolation goal? I think the case is, unfortunately, when you're playing against a player of Griezmann's quality, when you give the ball away, it just makes his job a little bit easier, doesn't it? Suarez to Griezmann. He wants that hat-trick. Can't quite find that ball to be latched onto.
Oh.
Once again, it's given away. Suarez bundled over by Matic. The referee maybe sympathetically waves on play. Well, the Saka can't go anywhere. Big challenge by Jordi Alba. De Jong out wide to Ousmane Dembele. You can only imagine he'd be looking for Antoine Griezmann. Suarez to Messi. Maguire diving in. Semedo. Messi looking to try and get on his left peg. He cannot. Matic will get there.
Looking for Griezmann was Antoine there. And he would have been frustrated with his virtual player, just waltzing and sauntering, taking an age to get back on side. He would have been frustrated.
And will be a free kick to Barcelona in the Manchester United half. Paul Pogba with another foul there. So it does seem as if Liv Cooke's journey and the solidarity challenge is coming to an end. But Antoine Griezmann marches on as we expected. A 4-0 win for Barcelona, about to tick on in.
Oh, yes, hat-trick!
For Lionel Messi to potentially take it. He's put Griezmann on this, isn't he?
100% he is. And it's in a similar position to the one he missed a few moments ago.
Oh, here we go.
Try and
Shock.
go a bit more to the right this time over the wall.
Well,
no.
He won't threaten to here, but he has threatened the whole game. Barcelona and Antoine Griezmann deal a 4-0 win up against Manchester United and Liv Cooke in the semi-finals here. The Solidarity Challenge that had just opened up so quickly. The goals came fast and they came frequent. But Barcelona and Antoine Griezmann.
Antoine Griezmann against Scott McTominay. FC Barcelona against Manchester United. The final. And I'm really looking forward to this one, Harry.
Yeah, me too. It's interesting to see what kind of lineup Griezmann feels. He's, in previous rounds, settled into a sort of almost a front four with Messi, Dembele, Suarez and himself on this near side featuring. So that leaves little room for attacking substitutes late in the game. We'll see if it comes back to bite him.
There's the first Antoine Griezmann attack, and the defending not that decisive initially from Scott McTominay, but he's got Victor Lindelof on hand over there to clear it away. And now Scott McTominay, controlling himself, can bring Manchester United forward for the first time in the final. Sergio Busquets, though, now has it back for Barcelona, and here's Luis Suarez and Eric Bailly back there. I wonder whether this is going to settle into a pattern of an attacking team in Antoine Griezmann and an organised team for Scott McTominay, and Scott will know then that when the chances come, he's got to take them.
Well, it's a really good question, and one that we'll definitely get the answer to come the end of the match. And speaking of lineup, Scott going with the tried and tested esports first 11, I suppose you could say, with some youth players in there, the likes of Damani Mella, the likes of Tuan Zebe at the back. Here he is on the ball now. He's certainly willing to listen to the Manchester United esports captain, Eldridge O'Neill, and it's helped him out so far.
There's Mason Greenwood, and now Marcus Rashford, who was looking to try and turn inside the Barcelona penalty area. He'd been nice and patient there in the build-up. Scott McTominay. Here comes Antoine Griezmann controlling this Barcelona team with Lionel Messi on the ball, and now Frenkie de Jong. They've been such a free-scoring team, Griezmann's side, all the way to the final. 4s and 5s. He's actually yet to concede a goal, so that's going to be the first problem that Scott has, is to try and somehow have enough possession and generate a chance that's good enough so he can actually score. Here's Mata, and now Damani Mella.
No.
And now Bailly.
No, Scott. Get off me.
Scott McTominay winning it back for Scott McTominay against Antoine Griezmann. It seems as though Scott wants to keep the ball as long as he can, Harry, when he's got it.
Yeah, certainly. Doesn't want to give up possession too far up the pitch and allow that counter-attack of Barcelona to come in. But look at the high press.
Suarez, but that decision's going to go Manchester United's way, which will be relief to Scott McTominay. Suarez just offside.
And I think, Darren, one of the real reasons we've seen such high scoring from Griezmann so far this competition is because of the success he's had with Messi in that 10 role behind the front three. It's been a really proficient counter-attacking squad that he's been able to use, and Messi's been the catalyst for it.
Got to give some credit here, though, to Scott, because he's made a really solid start. He's not allowed Antoine to get the early goal and to get that early momentum and all those early attacks that we've seen in the games on the way to the final, but he has actually managed to make this a relatively even start, which will give him confidence.
Might even argue he's having the lion's share of possession here as well.
Here's Greenwood looking to turn, but Jordi Alba was there for Antoine Griezmann, and here's Dembele. Very cagey start to the final. Griezmann gives it away to Fosu Mensah. Here's Matic, and now McTominay.
No.
Juan Mata won't get there, but it will be a throw into Manchester United and more possession for them inside Antoine Griezmann's half.
It's really rare, Darren, that you'll see a PES game without a chance in the first half an hour in game time. It's clearly means a lot to both of these players. Maybe, you know, the concentration levels being so high that they might be missing a few chances here and there, some runners off the ball. So you can tell it means a lot to them, even though it's a, you know, friendly, just for fun competition. They want to be the victor of it.
Well, in boxing terms, at the moment, the boxer is still on his feet against the puncher. And Scott's going to be delighted with the way that his team have started the final. Here's Frenkie de Jong, and now Suarez. And Scott McTominay, of all people, for Scott McTominay, is the defender back there. But I think he's just gone a little bit far. Is that going to be a corner? I think it is. Corner to Antoine Griezmann. And Barcelona, the first set piece for Scott McTominay to have to defend. Corner taken by Messi, headed away by Bailly, and then Busquets didn't gather it. Here's Nelson Semedo, Antoine Griezmann. Still Griezmann with the shot.
I was waiting for it.
And Scott McTominay survives the first serious test from Antoine Griezmann.
Yeah, it was more of a half chance than anything. It was in an okay position, but De Gea saw it all the way.
Here's Jordi Alba, the rampaging fullback, coming forward. Lindelof is over there. Now Dembele. Messi with the chance. And Messi pops it wide. And that was a very good chance for Messi. Griezmann.
Much better chance, this one. One that really should be finding the back of the net. Did so well to find Messi with the late run. You just need that to be on target.
Oh, man.
Maybe that's the first goal here in the final.
That was so close to being 1-0. To Barcelona, 1-0 to Griezmann in the final. The Solidarity Challenge final between Antoine Griezmann and Scott McTominay. Now, Scott McTominay controlling Manchester United, Antoine Griezmann controlling Barcelona, representing their respective clubs. The Ter Stegen in possession here for Antoine Griezmann. We did say privately before this started that we felt that Scott needed to have it close going into the second half, and it looks as though it's going to be that way.
Yeah, I think he'll be happy with the performance so far in the first half, especially if he's able to keep this clean sheet for the next 2 or so in-game minutes. I think that would be a success for him.
There's Dembele. Now De Jong. He's been very well organised defensively all the way through the tournament, Scott. And the decision will go to Manchester United there for the offside. So half-time, Harry, 0-0.
0-0 it is, and I think if we're sticking with the boxing analogy, I think round one would definitely go to McTominay. I mean, Griezmann's certainly had his chances, but I think McTominay will be the happier fighter, mostly glancing blows, if you will. Not so much saved by the bell. We'll have to see if round two is anything to go by.
He's certainly managed to avoid the big haymaker at this stage. We will see what happens, though, in the second half. 0-0, penalties if necessary. And Scott's defensive organisation that's been a key of his path to the final is there for everybody to see again. Antoine's test in the second half is to try and get the attacks as incisive and as imaginative as they've been in the previous round. Here's Juan Mata, up to Marcus Rashford. Now Scott McTominay, and the tackle made in there by Jordi Alba. That might well have been the moment for Scott McTominay to score for Scott McTominay, but not to be. Given away there by Dembele. Here's Greenwood. Mellor. Shot by Mellor. And that's over. But it's the first shot that Scott McTominay's had in the final. And another little moment there to increase his confidence.
Yeah, he's building early on in this second half. There was a run on there. I think it was Marcus Rashford. Maybe, might have just been so close to goal to get a through pass through without Ter Stegen coming to collect. But he gets his shot away at least. And, well, that'll be some warning signs maybe for Griezmann, just reminding him that, Well, this final is not a sure thing. McTominay's proven in earlier rounds he can score from open play. So we'll have to see.
Here's Messi. A little bit of space for him.
No.
Like Griezmann had carried on running, and Antoine Griezmann is in, and he's put it well. He's disappointed. Eric Bailly was the defender for Scott. That was an opportunity, though, for Antoine Griezmann to be Griezmann's hero.
Yeah, Griezmann with the late run, and well, Bailly came across. Didn't quite see from that replay whether or not he got a touch or whether it was Griezmann's shot that went wide. It looks like it will be a corner.
No, you got to go short.
Taken short here to Nelson Semedo.
Go on then, son.
Mason Greenwood with the block for Scott McTominay. Here's De Jong. Albert. Driven in, and they're all over the place, but they managed to get it clear again. Scott McTominay was helping out Scott there himself, and now the counter-attack's on. Greenwood to Mata, and then Mellor, and Rashford's made the run into the middle. And he's still going here, Mellor, and Nelson Semedo back there to defend it for Barcelona and Griezmann.
Yeah, did just enough there, did Semedo for Antoine, and it gets to the stage as we approach the time where usually you'd see substitutions come into play on the real-world pitch. Maybe we start to see these players turn to their benches, and maybe Griezmann even turn a bit more attacking, because he surely won't want this to go to pens.
There's Dembele with the cross, and that's cleared away. Every time he's needed a defender back there, Scott McTominay, he's managed to find one, although De Jong's got the ball here, and now Messi, and Messi was looking to turn, and the shot, that's the save by David De Gea. Messi can't believe it.
What is he doing?
Antoine Griezmann.
Norcan McTominay,
what's he doing?
For sure that he was in possession of this ball and that there was no way for Messi to get a shot away. Luckily, the Spaniard De Gea is right behind it. Only the corner for Griezmann. He's pressing though.
He's
on Scott McTominay.
He's gone as well. No, change player.
Corner to Antoine Griezmann. Lionel Messi's out to take it. Time ticking by though.
No.
Dembele's managed to get the other side of Fosu.
Oh, no.
Down he goes, and what's the referee said? He said,
yes! Griezmann!
The final for Antoine Griezmann. It's Antoine Griezmann.
I don't believe it.
It's the fairy tale. It's exactly what Griezmann wanted
I don't
to
believe
see.
it.
Antoine Griezmann leads Scott McTominay 1-0.
Oh my gosh. How is it not a penalty?
Well, for all its pressure and for all its pressing, Griezmann gets the reward he was looking for. I felt a little sympathetic towards him, considering the foul just before should have been called a penalty. I think the referees played a really good advantage here. As Dembele goes down under a heavy challenge, but Griezmann there thought about taking it on his left, looking to then shift it onto the right boot. That was a heavy challenge at the back. Feet at the last second did the virtual Griezmann.
It had to be.
And it's an advantage to the French international.
Well, the virtual Griezmann has made Antoine Griezmann very, very happy, and it's advantage to him in the final with not too long remaining for Scott McTominay to try and find an answer. He's got to throw caution to the wind now and really get on the attack. Here's Greenwood, and now Rashford. Rashford's wriggling through. Alba, the defender, and did really well.
And if you take a look in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, that little blue bar means that Griezmann's gone on to the more defensive side of things. Maybe very wary of defending this one-goal lead. It's uncharacteristic of Antoine. Usually he scores, again, to use a boxing analogy, punches in bunches. Looks like he's happy to sit on this one-goal advantage and not give away too much at the back. I think it's quite smart at this stage of the game.
Just trying to keep the ball at the moment, although there's some space here for Albert into Griezmann again. To David De Gea. Launched forward and flicked on. Here's Mason Greenwood. Scott McTominay coming forward. He's got two up there with Mason Greenwood. He's still on the move. Down he almost went over and turned out it was a fair challenge.
Oh, down Mason.
Now the man who's got the goal so far, Antoine Griezmann, out to Lionel Messi. Fosu Mensah across there to win it back for McTominay, but he gives it away to Nelson Semedo. Vidal to Griezmann, lovely turn. Tees up Dembele, side foot straight.
What is he doing?
Second chance, pulls it back, 2-0. And he's only gone and got both of them.
I don't believe this. I don't believe it.
Antoine Griezmann
I don't believe it.
2-0. And the virtual
I don't actually believe what I'm saying. Oh my God!
I think that's the goal that seals it.
He scored two, man. Hey, well done. Well done, mate. I was well in it.
He's defended stoutly all solidarity challenge long throughout every round so far.
That's twice now. That's twice. What's this guy? Who's this?
Well, it's just a mix-up at the back.
What is he not catching it for?
I think it was. Just needs someone to put a boot through it, put a fist through it, get it away from the area. Instead, it's Griezmann first to react.
What is he doing there?
He sets his virtual self up for his brace. And that surely should be the title now.
Well, he's had to work really hard for it in the final, Antoine Griezmann, but two little moments where he needed the incisive finish, and the virtual version of himself has delivered on both occasions. And it looks like it's going to be disappointment in the final for Scott McTominay unless he can get things done very, very quickly.
By very quickly, we mean almost instantaneously. From this attack needs a goal, and, you know, even if he gets that goal, Griezmann's going to play possession.
Free kick by Matic was headed away. Here's Messi. Antoine Griezmann in possession. It's all he needs at the moment to keep the ball. It's been a fantastic effort, though, by Scott, because he's given Griezmann more trouble than anybody else has all the way through to the final.
And although we haven't seen too many attacking forays from him, maybe unlucky not to get a goal.
Can't get through him, can I?
Mata hits it straight at Nelson Semedo.
For penalty.
Here's Messi. Mella onto Rashford.
Look at him.
To Manchester United, to Scott McTominay.
Yeah, intentional foul this was, I think, from Busquets. I feel like Griezmann just wants to slow down the flow and not give McTominay any chance to get himself a lifeline in this final. It's smart, it's clever, bit of gamesmanship.
No, that's a foul as well. If he gets hat-trick, I'm quitting.
And, well, I think Antoine has done enough here.
What is he sliding for?
Fosu Mensah went in and didn't leave anything to the imagination. Scott McTominay's got to get it forward. Mata onto Rashford. One back well, though, for Antoine Griezmann by Frenkie de Jong. And the full-time whistle.
The world champion!
A bit of practice. Get me a bit of practice, yeah, I'm coming for it.
And Antoine Griezmann has won the Solidarity Challenge by 2-0.